But hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm back, and I sound like Junkyard today because we're doing podcast Painkiller already, episode 4. Who do we have with us today?
Kyle!
Oh no!
This is Woody. And our guest.
And this is Bash.
Welcome to the
Bash
podcast,
TV.
Bash.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Very good. Does anyone want to go with the first topic, or do you want me to throw it out?
I'll go with it.
Go ahead.
How the hell did you get the name Bash?
Bash. Well, my real name is Bashir, so a lot of my friends call me Bash, so I just ran with that.
Bashir, is that your first name or your last name?
That's my first name.
Oh, because I'm thinking of the hockey player, Donald Bashir.
How big of a nerd
Yeah, but
I am.
his is-
I'm thinking of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm more along the lines of Deep Space Nine because I don't have an R in the middle of my name. I have an R only at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
And you
Yeah.
both out nerded me. I had never seen Deep Space Nine. I could never follow spin-off shows like Deep Space Nine,
not a-
Voyager, or
All right. Well, Voyager was good, man. You had Janeway. She was like the first female Star Trek
Wait a
captain.
minute.
She was
I was with you through Deep Space Nine. But Janeway? And that little midget guy? Like the Ferengi person? Like the cook?
Neelix. No, Neelix is the man. He cooked. He had that mohawk thing, and he had that little midget girlfriend.
Neelix is
Who was
the woman
3 years
at
old.
best. And that guy...
You had a black Vulcan in there. That was
Hence
great.
all the
He was the
cooking.
first black Vulcan.
Hey, Next Generation and the original. That was all that consists in the Star Trek universe to me.
You know
If
what?
it,
Alright, you're
didn't,
missing-
if it didn't have at least a crappy made-for-TV spin-off movie, I weren't interested.
I'll say two things. You missed out on something with Deep Space Nine, and if you haven't seen the new Star Trek movie, which didn't seem to fit that criteria, you really missed out, because that was great.
You know,
that was good.
I made the first 10 minutes of the new Star Trek movie because, Jay,
The first 10 minutes was badass.
what, of him with a Mustang driving across the cliff for no fucking
No,
reason?
that was like 30 minutes in. If I recall, the first 10 minutes was
Yeah,
that's
that battle at the beginning.
The
was
battle
bad.
at the beginning that his father fought, exactly.
He crashes.
Yeah, that was.
I love any movie where at the end the guy's like, fuck it, and he like drives a ship into something. He's like, all right, they're going down.
Yeah,
where?
you can't go
That's
wrong.
what-
yeah,
You
but
can't-
see,
that's what-
that was
Oh.
Nemesis.
We're going to go super nerd mode on this podcast. We're going to talk about some Star Trek, I guess. Let me tell you, this is why Captain Kirk was a badass. When shit went down, he was going to set that thing to self-destruct. He didn't care. He must have done that like 10 different times. If I'm Scotty, I'm like,
Fuck it,
sir,
blow
you
it
gotta
up.
calm down. Because he's setting that thing to self-destruct every other episode. That or he's going to like crash it into something. If you come on board his ship and you fuck with him, he's like, all right, we're all going down then. I don't care. Blowing up in 5 minutes. Get ready. I remember we were fighting against these people one time who were like half black, half white, and I don't mean racially. I mean like they were split down the middle vertically. Left side was like white painted, right side was black painted, and like those people wanted to take over the ship. So he's like, all right, self-destruct mode, and the timer's ticking down, and the alien's like, are you fucking crazy? And he's like, I don't care. We're all gonna die now. He just didn't give a shit, and he didn't care. He was gonna get in a fist fight. He was gonna fuck a green woman. He was the man.
You epitome of badass.
Picard was like the thinking's man Star Trek captain, but Kirk was just a badass.
The only thing that got me with Picard is Data did most of his fucking work.
Well, I mean, you got to think of Data like as Picard's iPhone. I mean,
If Picard
he's not really a person.
if he was a better thinker, he'd have leveraged Q a little bit more. You know, he's running into trouble. He could have said, "Hey, Q, fix this stuff for me," and
And why,
be good to go.
why did Picard need a second officer? I mean, I guess you could say Leonard Nimoy was, Shatner's second officer, but he had a whole different job. He was like,
He was a science officer.
yeah, he was a scientist. Why did Picard need like a second chair?
You know what I'm
driving
gonna
the same
say?
ship.
I'm going to throw this out there. If you gave me 4 weeks, I could grow a beard at least as good as that guy's.
Oh, what, Brent Spinner? That guy had a badass beard.
I can
No,
do
Brent
that.
Spinner was Data. You're
Oh,
talking
was
about
he?
You're talking about Jonathan Frakes.
I don't
Jonathan
know. The
Frakes,
guy's
my-
number one. That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes.
I
Brent
can grow a
Spinner
beard
played
like
Data.
that. I can get
See.
that done. And Hutch, don't make me show you. I'll grow a beard if my wife lets me.
Son, I outbeard all of you. I grow full beard in sleep.
I saw your beard, man. It's like the Abe Lincoln thing you had cooking.
Yeah, and that was like 3 days old.
No.
Wow.
I'm serious. I got more back hair than some people have hair on their
Whoa.
body.
Whoa, but TMI.
I'm just a hairy beast. I got chest hair. It looks like a forest.
All right, so moving on.
Yeah, new topic. Hey, did you guys see the new map pack was announced for Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah, I caught it in between haters' comments.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So it comes out pretty soon. Let me check it. I kept the page up, so it won't be long.
June 3rd.
Is it June 3rd?
Yeah. It's coming up soon.
It's the same deal. There's 5 maps, and it's $15 again, so $3 a map, which I know everyone's going to go crazy over. But for me, it's still one of the cheaper things I do in gaming. You know, in terms of dollars per hour, I spent a lot more on BioShock or Heavy Rain or one of those games I play through and stop than I did on any of the map packs. But
I'm not that excited for the map pack because, how do I phrase this? Modern Warfare 2 is a piece of shit. So it's like, I just could not care less. They might as well come out with map packs for Mario Brothers. If they came out with a Mario Brothers map pack, I would buy that before I bought the Modern Warfare 2 map pack.
I was interested in the Pac-Man expansion pack.
Something like that. That shit is shit, man. I'll buy anything before I buy a Modern Warfare 2 map pack.
really, I'll pick it up. I get enough time out of that game even now. Well, actually, right now I'm only playing Beta Reach, and I, you know, playing Reach has made me sort of understand how much more Bungie does for the community than Infinity Ward. I mean, their beta has more online support than Modern Warfare 2 does.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, Infinity Ward's horrible, dude.
The fact that they put 2 new maps into the beta,
Yeah,
that's more support than Infinity Ward did in the last 9 months.
it really is. Like
Hey, Bungie will put more maps into Halo Reach than Infinity Ward will put into their last 2 games. That's the kind of bullshit we deal with those people. They really will, because what we got like, 4 maps on COD 4, and we're probably going to get like a total of, I don't count those rehashed maps.
8
as
maps.
as fucking Dr. Evil Jr., Robert Bowling likes to call them. But
6 maps on Modern Warfare 2. And,
Yeah.
even Treyarch outshines. Treyarch
What
put 16
what did he
maps
call
out.
them? Rehash maps?
yeah,
What's rehashed about them? They look exactly the same.
Well, they got different stuff in them. Like the bike shop has more detail on the walls, like more bike tires.
No.
Like in Crash, there's like radios and shit laying around the hallways.
I actually wonder
So there's just
how
visual
much
detail
time they
to it.
saved by using existing maps. Like
A lot because you still get under the overgrown.
think of it like this, all right? Think of
Really?
this. Think of building a map the same way you would build a house. All right, when they built like salvage, they had to pour a foundation. They needed an architect. They needed to like level the ground. They needed to pour a foundation, put up the walls, the roofing, plumbing, all that good stuff. With like Overgrown, they just had to repaint the house.
See, now, I actually like your analogy, but I'm not sure I agree with it. Here's the deal. With the new maps, there's a new engine involved. There's new detailing. There's new, like, the way that they build them and the way that they react. The glass reacts, the cars react, all that stuff. I would bet that your equivalent to the house thing is they had to pour the foundation, they had to put in the walls, they had to put in the curtains, they had to do the rugs, the whole thing, and what they saved was the architecture work.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No. I've been playing COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2 exclusively. In free-for-all, the spawns are 100% the exact same.
Yeah.
The only difference is instead of a car on the left-hand side, there's a truck now. That's for the environment. There is no glass in Crash or Overgrown.
But I think because it's a new engine, they actually had to retype and redrag and redo everything. They just didn't have to redesign it.
I think it was as simple as dragging and dropping the old map into their new engine. I mean, I could be completely wrong. You know more about it than I do, but just I wouldn't put it past Infinity Ward to just take the easiest way out. You know, the path of least.
Hey, the fact that you can still get under overgrown
yeah,
says something.
It does. Yeah, that does say something.
Saying. By the way, the link I sent you guys is the reason I like Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, I'm thinking about checking it out now myself.
All right, guys. So he sent a link of 7 of 9 in this bodysuit, and except for the freaky stuff on her hand and eye, she appears to be in pretty good shape.
She got both headlights on.
Yeah, she does. That's Jeri Ryan, and she exclusively wore a one-piece leotard throughout the entire show, and she is stacked. And if you guys ever watched that show that was on Fox called Boston Public, she was the hot-ass blonde teacher. It was on for about 3 years. But
yeah, you're right. I remember
she's got these metal implants on her body, and she's got like one that's like framing her eyebrow, and she's got one that's on her left hand, and you got to wonder where the rest of them are.
I wasn't a really big Next Generation watcher, but I watched First Contact. I watched almost all the movies. I don't think I've seen Insurrection, and Picard hates the Borg, like Shatner hates the Klingons. How did they get along?
How did who get along? This was Voyager. She was on. She was on.
She was on Voyager. She wasn't on Next Generation.
No, right. She wasn't on Next Generation.
Because I remember Picard hated the Borg.
But I don't think he was prejudiced against them. I bet if he met a nice Borg, that he'd get along with that guy.
I don't think so.
Did Picard ever get in a fist fight?
I'm sure he has.
I'm trying to think back. I've literally seen every episode, so. Now, let's just get one thing straight, because I know there's probably, 10, 20. I don't know how many viewers we have on this thing now. I'm not one of those Trekkies, okay? I'm not one of those Trekkies. I'm not one of those guys who has a Star Trek uniform in the closet, puts it on, and hangs out with his buddies or anything. Let's just get that straight now. I just enjoy the television show. Used to watch as a child with my father, so it's ingrained in my personality. Just wanted to get that out there, but I love the show.
So you're saying you're loyal to your Star Wars, and you're only going to have the Stormtrooper uniform and no others?
Oh, fuck off.
You know what actually ran through my mind when you were talking about that was you in Walmart in a Star Trek uniform with a gun.
Oh, I'd have to have a phaser if I'm in Star Trek.
You know what? I want to call that the oh fuck off thing. We have had so many subs who don't understand, like, friendships and relationships and guys joking around. How many?
Because those kids don't have fucking real friends in life.
Like, I don't get this. These people are, like, a certain kind of emotionally retarded.
That's what I wanted to talk about that I couldn't remember.
Oh,
Glad
really?
you brought it up. I've been trying to remember what I wanted to bring on this podcast forever. Go ahead and finish your point. I want to hit on it, too.
It's baffled me how they don't see, like, when I tease you about how you were afraid to face me in Civilization's Revolution, that they don't see, like, the fun in that and that we get along. Or I did a dual commentary with FPS Russian, and they think that guy's going to kill me. They're like, good thing you have that gun. It's
nobody can joke around. They think you're so serious about everything, and like they hear somebody call somebody a douche, and they're like, oh, Hutch hates that guy. Let me go to his page and flame him now. That's. Let me just say this. All right, the majority of I myself am 20. I just turned 24 years old. The majority of the people that I play with and that I hang out with on YouTube and Skype and stuff are around my age or older. I don't know how to say this. Most of us are grown men. So if we have a slight disagreement about a video game, that doesn't mean we want 20,000 14-year-olds to jump in on our side. I don't need that, guys. And most of the time we're just joking around anyway. If you tell somebody to go fuck, if you hear me tell Woody to go fuck himself, I'm not serious.
Yeah, Kyle and I were laughing through that whole Civ Rev game. And I know probably 98% of the people who watched the back and forth leading up to it understood that we were friends and we were getting along. But there was a vocal minority who really thought, that there was a severe disagreement over Civilization's Revolution. And
oh my God, I was getting these comments on my page. They're like, "Oh, you showed that faggot Woody, man. You made him eat his words." I'm like, "Are you kidding?"
Woody's got 2 kids. How's he homosexual?
Yeah, maybe they don't understand how it works.
You had the birds and the bees conversation at your house yet?
Dude, I don't even want to get started with those people.
But yeah, just understand, like most of us in the YouTube community get along with each other, and if we say something, we don't need 40,000 people yelling "fight, fight, fight" to
I mean,
to inflame things.
there's only two people on YouTube that I hate. And I mean, I would never bring them up because I don't like those silly little flame wars. Because basically, what you're doing when you start those, you're trying to rally your troop of children to fight on your side. And what kind of reasonable adult human being would do that? I don't get it.
See, my group of children are mentally retarded. This guy just spelled legend Legend.
The legend. Maybe he's Italian. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's Italian. Who knows?
Sebastian,
I'm
have you
still
seen
looking
this
at.
too?
All right, I'm gonna try to find some nude photos of Jeri Ryan. You guys change topics
Oh
or
my
whatever.
goodness, Sebastian, do you have subscribers who appear to be emotionally retarded?
I don't have enough subscribers for me to call my subscribers emotionally retarded right now, but I'll go ahead and say that I do keep an eye on the comment boxes that you guys have, and sometimes it's just ridiculous what I see, man. And I guess you just got to understand that some people just don't get it. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that we cater to are under the age of 15. You know what I mean? So they just don't get it right now.
And
they haven't developed mentally.
I like my subs, and I appreciate that the bulk of my subs treat me really well. Like, one thing that I'm kind of proud of is I have 3 videos on Machinima, only 3. And Machinima has like 1,600 videos total. And in terms of how highly they're rated, I have, if I recall, like 1, 2, and 8 all time. And it's not because my videos are the best that's ever been on Machinima. It's because my subscribers are the best, and I appreciate them for that. But there's a couple out there who don't understand joking, and that's I've seen that recently. So.
Yeah, this pending approval stuff rocks. Just one kid said, "Why no commentary?" like 12 times.
Yeah.
In that case, the pending approval, like when you do a duel with FPS Russian, one of the things he used to do is he'd ask you to make the comments pending approval. And so I've seen that too. And I think it confuses people because I got more duplicate comments on that one video than I did all my others combined.
I saw that he was doing that, and I was like, why would you do that? You got to go through every comment and approve it. And he's like, it makes it shuts up all the people that are going to hate on me. And I'm like, you're right. I've started doing it too. I do it on every single video.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing it myself. I'm just going to block all the haters, and the only people they'll see to hate is me. It's a good idea.
These kids are douches. Who are these kids who make these Photoshop fake pictures of celebrities nude? Now I have to, inspect the photo. I don't know if this is real or not. That's not real.
I don't
That's a
know.
hot chick they put her head on, though.
Now, is this Jeri Ryan chick? Is she a la carte or is she natural?
She's natural, I think.
I don't think that's natural, dude.
I
You
mean,
see
this
how
looks like basketballs here. I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're riding a little high, man. They don't look all natural to me.
I mean, it looks like they're holding their own. Gravity ain't got nothing on them.
If you
that's
can
what I'm
touch
saying.
something, it is real. End of discussion.
No, we ain't saying it's not real. There's a difference between real and not natural, though. There's no, you could be real but not natural.
All right.
Those aren't natural. Those are supernatural. That's the end of story.
All right, you win on that.
Hey, who knows what time the call started before we get too deep into it? Was it 15 minutes in?
10, 20, somewhere around there.
Oh, so we're 25 minutes in, you think?
Yeah, about 25 minutes in when we started the conversation.
All right. So let's do some more. Hey, I have this. Here's the deal. 2 podcasts ago, I had what someone called a cool story, bro, which is actually an insult, meaning like a boring story. But I think by and large it was well received. So I'm going to let our guest choose which cool story I choose. The first time the police brought me home, my high school suicide attempt, how I got thrown out of the dorms and met my wife, or the one that Wings wanted, my career path.
I'm thinking about that second one. I'd like to hear that second one.
Well, it's funny because I'm actually in the IT industry, so your career path actually is interesting to me, but I really want to hear about that suicide attempt. I gotta say.
All right, so let's throw it down. It starts off with kind of a high point in my high school. I was 17. I had a hot girlfriend, and I had a car that I thought was cool, a Volkswagen GTI. It was only 2 years old, and everything kind of went wrong when I crashed it. I was up late with her. Nothing really interesting happened, I promise you. But I was up late with her, and then I was racing bikes at the time, like bicycles, the road racing, Tour de France kind of thing, but one day. And I had to prep the bike for it. I drove up to Pennsylvania for the race, and on the drive home, I fell asleep and crashed my car. And that's when everything kind of went south. Everything sort of hit me at once. So I had bad grades in high school, and the kind of father I had was he he would lay it down. He didn't really tell anything kind of softly. And the future he was painting for me, and this was his motivational tactic, was really, really bleak, as if it was an unrecoverable situation. So I mentioned in a podcast or two ago that I had a 1.98 GPA when I graduated, and that was after I pulled it up my senior year. And I might have been like a 1.6 at the time. And so I felt like I had no future. I had crashed my car. I had broken my arm. And my girlfriend had dumped me, which I think might have been related to the car thing. And everything just looked like it wasn't worth finishing. Like I was like, man, this stuff's not turning around for me. And so the tactic I took on the suicide attempt was hanging myself. What I did is I grabbed a dog leash, and I looped it through itself so that it would sort of tighten like a noose, and then I hooked a little clip that would go on the collar to a skylight in the bathroom. And so I hooked the clip on, and I stood on a chair like so that I could hook the clip on, and I kicked it out from under me. And I hung there for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds or so, and then the skylight broke. It was the piece that you would use that made it sort of go up and down so you could open the skylight, and it pulled off after like 15 or 20 seconds, and I just sort of fell to the ground and sat there, and it was like, fuck, that didn't work either. And
Are you sure? Are you sure that this wasn't a David Carradine type situation?
If you guys don't know, this is a guy who enjoyed masturbating and choking himself at the same time. So that's the
Autoerotic asphyxiation. David Carradine, who was the actor from Kung Fu and Bill from Kill Bill, this is how the man died. He was hanging himself, to, well, I won't go into great detail, but he was hanging himself while masturbating to enjoy the experience more. And like many people who do that, he killed himself accidentally. And you can imagine how they found him, hanging naked with his hand on his penis. Worst death ever.
Best death ever? You got a better way to go?
Question.
Yeah,
Can go both ways.
Yeah. So anyway, after that, like sort of the successor, the finish of that story there is I didn't really try again, although I was kind of depressed. My sleep schedule was wrecked, and I don't know what happened.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
How'd the stray shooting father take the broken skylight?
They didn't know. They didn't know for years. I actually told them about it probably when I was in my mid-20s. So it was 17 when I did it, and they're like, oh, but they knew that that I was depressed. They just didn't know how to deal with it. They didn't know how to like provide a support system and to help me kick it. And I really think what pulled me out of it was springtime rolled around. And oh, you know what was really cool? So so my father always made me work. So I got my first job when I was like 13. And just briefly, this job, I would wake up at like 4 a.m. in the morning and rent out bicycles, which was like 10% dealing with customers and 90% dipping steel wool in this kerosene oil like mixture that he called bike juice and rubbing the rust off the bicycle spokes in the sun. So that was me at 13. And so that was the kind of dad I had. He always liked me working. He always liked me, having jobs and employment and being fruitful, even though I didn't do well in high school. And that summer when I had a broken arm because of the car crash, I couldn't work. I couldn't get hired anywhere. And it was awesome. It was the first time I had like a fully savage tan. And I spent all my time at the beach and got in good shape. And I used to date girls like serially. So when you're in a regular town if you like ask a girl out or you date her for a week and you're a total jackass, then that's on your permanent record. But if you live at a beach town, you get 200,000 new women every week. Every week. You can be anything. I saw the movie with Julia Roberts where she plays a prostitute. Help me here. Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
I saw that movie like 25 times that summer. I would take girls to that movie and then kiss them under the boardwalk like every opportunity I got. And that was what pulled me out of my depression.
Woody's wife does not listen to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
I was about to ask, did you pull the same move on the wife?
No. Hey, that I've got a pretty interesting story from when I met her too. Maybe another podcast.
What did you take her to Pretty Woman and kiss her under the boardwalk?
No, it's a whole new story. It has to do with me nearly getting thrown out of college and doing community service. But we'll leave it for another one.
You were just a bad kid, eh, man?
I was like a really nice kid. I wore sweaters with collars underneath them, and like got away with a lot more than my leather-jacketed brethren.
But your hearts were the same, though. That's the thing.
But not in like a nasty way. Like I was never a nasty person. Like I didn't beat up people smaller than me or anything like that. But in terms of like playing hooky, and I had a motorcycle in high school, and if I wasn't going double the speed limit, I thought I wasn't doing it right. And so if it was 55, I'd go 110. If it was like a 25 in urban streets, I'm going 50. And that was my goal. I'm like passing between cars on uphill corners, thinking that double yellow line is like the motorcycle lane. That was that was me in high school.
Damn. My exciting parts of high school was getting accepted in a Dungeons and Dragons group.
All right, well, look, moving on. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. That just happened. Wow. I guess my most exciting moment in high school was I was kind of I wasn't really afraid of anything, and I would do pretty much anything. And we were doing this thing one day. There was this rap song, and I don't even remember who sings it. Maybe somebody on the podcast can help me out. But at one point in the song, the guy's like, he said something to the nature of, "Yeah, I Donkey Kong them bitches," and the other guy's like, "What the hell's that?" And he's like, "You hit them in the top of their head. That way the popo don't see no bruise." And so we thought that was really funny. Donkey Konging somebody in the head. Basically, you make a fist and you hit them with the bottom of your fist, like you would, hit your fist on a table. And so we were seniors, so as the freshmen walked by, we Donkey Kong them. We pop them in the top of the head just for the hell of it.
See, that's what I didn't do. I never beat up little kids, you jackass.
No, we're getting to the good part.
See, I'd have a handful of dick. Somebody did that to me.
All right, so you gotta send yourself, man. I'm gonna take some. GFX Lab is gonna fuck you up. Did you just say that? I can just see a rap song. I got a handful of dick. Got a handful of dick. Handful of dick. Handful of dick.
Hey, when I was growing up in high school, and that was the number one way to take a guy down. You grab that shit and you twist.
Oh man,
all right,
they taught that shit to the girls in that phys ed class they always had for the girls.
Hey, that would take a football player down to his knees.
Wait, Kyle's in his story. So Kyle, you're ruthlessly hitting little kids in the back of the head.
We'd been hitting the freshmen or whatever, and so we were in class, and we're in wood shop, and the class was about to start, and I was telling my buddy, I was like, I don't give a shit, I'll hit anybody. And they're like, bet you won't hit Mr. Coffin. Mr. Coffin is our wood shop teacher. He's 6'4", and I'm like, I don't give a shit, I'll hit him. And they're like, do it, I fucking dare you. I'm like, all right. So he's standing at his podium, we're all standing around, he's like, well, today we're going to build some birdhouses, and we're going to learn to do some masonry work, and Myers, what are you going to do today? And I went, Donkey Kong, bitch! And I hit him in the top of the head. And he was so taken back by that. He just kind of like, he was just like, ah! And like, turned red, and I thought he was going to hit me. But he just like drugged me to the office. I was like, what a pussy. You would take me to the office. Why don't you just punch me? But I hit the teacher in the top of the head and got suspended for 2 days. And the best part is, like, he knew my dad. So like, I would see him like outside of school when we would go shoot shotguns and stuff. Oh, man. Mr. Coffin. I saw him about 2 years ago. It was kind of awkward.
Wings, don't you have a suicide story? Someone you know?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that one.
Oh, Okay. All right, I'll respect that. I'll take it back. I was going to insist, but good enough.
Suicide can be a pretty touchy subject. I remember one time in high school, like a guy broke up with this girl, and she asked to go to the bathroom. And when she came back, she had cut her wrist in the bathroom, and he was in the class with her. And she comes back into the classroom. Look what you made me do! Look what you made me do!
Yeah, but see, my suicide story actually succeeded.
Oh, that's
Oh, that ain't cool.
well. Mine was just as disturbing. If you've ever seen a 15-year-old girl walk into a classroom bleeding profusely, screaming, "Look what you made me do!" That's terrifying.
Yeah.
But the question is, was it vertically or horizontally?
You saying did she
Because-
cross the street or she go down the highway?
That's fucked up. I don't know why people cut their wrists anyway. I don't know why you wouldn't shoot yourself in the head, man.
Yeah, usually they do it for attention a lot of the time. That's why. That's
I
why
was
they
going to
say.
say that. I was going to, weird. As a point of pride, when you do it silently in some room when everyone's sleeping, you're not doing it for attention. When you cut your wrist and run back into class and tell everyone to look at it, that's a cry
Yeah.
for attention.
Exactly.
Well, see, if these broads were smart, they'd get some homeopathic fucking like sleep aids, and they'd eat the whole bottle in front of somebody. Most people are dumb as shit. You ain't gonna overdose on homeopathic drugs.
I was about to say that. I was like, aren't they 99% water?
Yeah. But see, most people are dumb as shit. They be like, oh my god, you just swallowed a bottle of sleeping pills. You know?
I had a roommate who tried to kill himself every week. It was freaking
What a
brutal.
failure.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
So, yeah, but like so they weren't all serious attempts, but the guy was really not right. He wasn't actually my roommate. We both rented out bedrooms on this house. So I guess a woman wanted help with her mortgage, and she rented out bedrooms to college kids. And he and I, just like almost shared a door. The rooms were so close, and there was only two of us renting. And he would OD on drugs, and then he'd call them like his mom and be like, "It's over now. This is gonna be it. I miss you." And I called 911. I called 911 enough that I got to know the paramedics. It was like, Joe,
Wow.
hey, Sean did it again.
Wow.
And
What's up, Big Mike?
yeah. But and then there were other like weird things he did. Like remember he took a first aid kit and he was smashing it on the bathroom mirror. And so I went in there and I'm like, dude, you got to settle down. This is not normal behavior. And he later admitted that like in his head he was going to break the mirror and a piece of glass would cut his jugular. Now, of course, that's not a realistic plan, but that's what he had cooking in his mind when he was doing it.
Why did he pick the glass up?
He didn't break it. It was a plastic first aid kit, and he was just sort of smashing it when I went over and helped him out.
You know, all this goes to my mind. What the hell was the lady that needed the help with the house payment doing when he was trying to break her bathroom mirror?
Yeah, I
The
don't
more
even know if she
important
was
story
home.
that I want to hear is what was Woody doing with the lady who was renting the house out to him? Because I just imagine some kind
she
of weird
was-
scenario.
When I rented the room, I was like, yeah, even if it doesn't turn romantic, at least it'd be like someone cool and maybe she'll have friends because she wasn't that much older than me. She was probably like 22 or 23.
Nice.
But turns out she was gay and not down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Trust me, Woody.
See,
You
what-
can you can turn him back.
That's what Dan Savage
okay.
says.
It was okay when you said she was gay, but I was like, you can work with that.
I couldn't work with it. I don't know. Maybe you were.
I don't know.
charming than me.
There's different levels of gay. I mean, when they already look like the boy, you might not be able to turn them back. I've seen like some females that go so deep into like looking like a boy, they'll start talking like him.
Yeah.
Like I worked with this one girl. You couldn't even tell it was a girl. I like got surprised when they walking in her on the bathroom and she had tits. I was like,
This one was pretty enough, but she had when girls have those beads like braided into their hair when they go to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
She had that going on all the time. It's not my.
Yeah. Not really.
Oh, she's one of those grassroots people.
Yes, absolutely.
She's all with the movement and stuff.
Granola.
oh, speaking of bitches, I've seen this movie called The Teeth earlier. Y'all ever see Teeth yet?
All right, hang on one second. While you talk about teeth, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and hopefully you're done talking about teeth.
Oh, you want to be here for this one, Kyle. You want to be here.
No, I don't. I've seen the movie. I know. I'll be
You
right
see-
back.
No.
All right, I want to be here. Tell me about teeth.
Well, there's this
I've never
movie
seen it.
about teeth, and it's basically about a girl named Dawn. And Dawn is like really, really, pro abstinence. She wants to save herself from marriage so much so that her body evolves and her vagina grows teeth.
What?
Are you kidding me?
That's not good.
I can't even believe somebody would make that. Who funded the movie, though?
I watched that movie earlier, and I'm like, man, this movie kicks ass.
What? So you're into that?
I mean, I'm not into the vagina with teeth, but
I don't know. I'm getting that
it's a cool
vibe.
concept because she had like these boyfriends. She had like a really clean cut boyfriend, and like his friend always hit on her, and he like tried to get his hand down her pants. And he comes back without his fingers.
Oh no!
And it turns out in the movie, spoiler alert. Turns out in the movie, the boyfriend that was all lovey-dovey with her, the one who's like, yeah, I'll save myself for marriage, actually had a bet with his other friend that he would score with her first. And
so he lost his dick.
Yeah, he lost his dick, yeah. Because they fucked one time, and she was in with it, and then they fucked the second time, and he told her about the bet while he was fucking her. And she got all mad.
And she bit him.
Yeah, it's like, oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Didn't the dog eat it? I remember seeing that.
No, that was like her stepbrother.
Oh my god! How many times did she almost get raped?
No, she started maniacal toward the end of it and just started fucking people she wanted to kill.
Oh, I'm reading about this right now. It's actually a real thing called vagina dentata.
Oh my god! Oh, that's awesome.
The coolest name ever. I'm gonna name a dog that.
No, apparently it's a folk. It's like a folk tale, an old school folk tale, like a cautionary tale, for the dangers of having sex with strange women.
Every folk tale, every stereotype has something based in reality. The boogeyman. I guarantee the boogeyman is based on some psycho that was hiding in a kid's closet and killed him. All that shit is real, one way or another.
So you're saying there might actually be a vagina with teeth?
Yeah, that happened.
That happened.
I don't think it's a vagina with teeth now, but that movie was messed up. Like it took off like one of the gynecologist's hands, and he didn't want to tell people how he lost it.
I would be telling everyone. I'd be on the front of freaking TMZ.com with that type of news, dude.
The pussy ate my hand. No, but sort of related story. I remember on the History Channel, they I think it was a thing about self-defense weapons or knives, whatever it was about. But there was this product, I want to say it was in the 40s, 50s. It was an anti-rape product. And basically what it was something that a woman could insert into her vagina. And it was basically a trap.
Rape axe.
They still sell those.
Rape axe. Reading about it right now.
Yeah. They're,
if you tried to have sex with her, this thing it was razor blades or something, and it would like clamp onto your dick.
Yeah, they have those now. It's like a female condom, and they're selling them or giving them away in Africa actually as a deterrent to rape, where it's rampant.
That's got to be the worst thing that could happen to me ever.
Well, then you shouldn't be raping no
at
girls.
some point some chick's gonna find that her boyfriend cheated on her, and she's gonna do that to him.
Oh man, I can see it now.
You're right.
I would.
You got to stereotype those women too. You look at her. She's pounding those drinks like she don't care. She got her rape axe on today.
And like, what if?
Oh no.
And what if the chick has? Imagine this scenario. Imagine if the chick has it in. She gets drunk and she goes home with you, and she forgets she has it in.
Well, all the more reason to eat it before you stick it.
All right, that's
why you put the fingers in first.
You put the fingers. Now you're gonna lose your tongue, Wings. Have a nice day.
Ooh.
You're gonna sound like White Boy 7th Street doing commentary now.
Oh man, I had a joke to go along with it.
Oh,
I was gonna be like, Kyle, you never been in a pie eating contest?
Oh my!
All right. Did anyone else have topics prepared? Bash, what kind of grades did you get in high school?
High school was cool for me. I was always all right in high school. Like I did good in my first 3 years, and we had 4 years of high school. And in my last year, I did so horribly bad. I don't know why. I just got distracted and didn't pay as much attention as I should have. But I went to summer school. Like my last year, my last semester was the only class that I ever failed. So
Summer
I wasn't going to
school.
graduate.
I'm familiar with the concept.
So I had to hit up summer school, and I got lucky. I got a good grade, and I ended up getting into university after all. So
Nice.
that
I went
worked
to
out.
summer school, and I was there with, if any guys are from the Philadelphia area, I went with Tug McGraw's daughter. And she and I were in this
Nice.
English class, and took summer
Who's
school.
Tug McGraw?
Tug McGraw is a Hall of Fame pitcher. He played for the Phillies. Was he a pitcher? Is how I have that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say he was.
Yeah, he was a relief pitcher apparently.
Guy was a gangster. Relief. All right, closers. He wasn't. I don't think he was a closer, but closers in baseball have a mindset. And this is completely off topic. I just want to say this though. They have a mindset and a mentality and a skill set that no other sport really calls for. And those are some of my favorite athletes. Closers in baseball are my favorite. When John Smoltz was closing for the Braves, he was untouchable. And then I remember the fucking All-Star game. They put in that fucking bitch Gagne from who did Eric Gagne close for?
Dodgers.
Dodgers. They put him in instead of fucking Smoltz, and National League lost again. I
No,
was so
Gagne broke the record that year, though. I remember that.
Gagne was on steroids. Smoltz is a gangster. Smoltz is going to play pro fucking golf. He golfs with Tiger Woods and kicks his ass. Smoltz is a monster, and they put Gagne, that fat fuck Gagne, in.
I got a question, though. I'm not a big sports fan, but I followed baseball when I was a kid, so I know about Smoltz because I lived down here toward the Atlanta area, and, Braves are a big thing. Why did Smoltz go from a starter, which he was an all-star starting pitcher, to a closer? How does that transition happen?
All right, Smoltz was obviously Smoltz all-star starting pitcher. ERA always 3 or below. Guy was a gangster, and he blew out his arm, and he had to have Tommy John surgery. So when he came back, they wanted to ease him into it. You can't be throwing 100 pitches a game. He as a closer, you're going to be throwing like 30 pitches tops, but you're giving it all you got every single pitch, and that was a better rehab for him than being a starting pitcher. So he is the only pitcher who has ever made the transition from starter to closer and back to starter and been successful the whole way. That guy is my favorite athlete of all time, and he is a awesome guy. I've met him. He does charity work all the time. He does like local radio, and like I said, he's not just a baseball athlete. Like that guy golfs with Woods, and I think he's going to start on. It's not the pro tour, but it's some like a level below. It's like a senior tour or something, and he's amazing. I love that guy.
Yeah, Smoltz has some competition too. He had Maddox and Glavine.
That'll never happen again. There will never be a team like the 1995. I want to say was it 94 or 95? 94, I believe. When they won the World Series, it was even 94 or 95. I should know that, but they had Smoltz.
The 95
Glavine.
Rays had Mark Wohlers too. Whatever the fuck happened to him? He had like a 108-mile-an-hour fastball.
102, and he. All right, remember when they played the Yankees in the World Series that year, and he said all this stuff about New York he shouldn't have said. I know his dad. His dad was my mom's boss at one time, and he was like, I can't believe he said that stupid shit. Now he's on every newspaper in the country for hating on New York. Because basically he said that like New York was full of freaks, and they're in the subway. He's talking about homosexuals in the subways and freaks and all these like messed up people that he was seeing, and how he hates New York and stuff. Like as they're playing New York in the World Series, so. Probably not a good idea because they're throwing D-cell batteries at you when you storm onto the field. Then, buddy.
Oh, I just want to throw out there. It turns out Tug McGraw didn't actually make the Hall of Fame. He was a beast, but not a Hall of Famer. So I think I just saved myself like 25,000 personal messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a baseball fan myself. The last thing I really remember about baseball is the Toronto Blue Jays winning in '92 and '93.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
remember
that when Joe Carter went to the triple deck.
Did they beat the Phillies?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I
Joe
remember about
Carter.
'93 is Joe Carter hit like the 6th deck of the Sky Dome with a home run.
Yeah, he went off. That guy was like my hero. I had a T-shirt. I was like, I was like 7. I had a little T-shirt. I remember. Used to walk around with that shit every day. Joe Carter, man.
See, I pull the names out my ass. I only watch sports. Joe Carter, I'm the man. You know how I remember Joe Carter? I used to have like a Sega game that was based off the '93 era, World Series baseball.
Yeah, I remember I had a game for Sega Saturn, and I would always play as the Braves. And I remember Fred McGriff could hit a 500. I think I hit a 580-foot home run one time with that guy, gangster. He was
So,
the first baseman at the time.
This fall, which is going to be the bigger game, Halo or Black Ops?
Black Ops.
Black Ops for sure.
I'm not digging Reach at all. I mean, I was watching a Notch Johnson video the other day, and he went like a 20-3 in Halo Team Slayer, and I'm sitting there thinking, Notch is a good player, no credibility to him, but I'm on par with him, and I can't pull 20-3 on Reach. Why the fuck can't I pull 20-3 on Reach? It's like
whichever game is going to sell more is going to depend completely on advertising. If Bungie advertises like Activision did for Modern Warfare 2, they'll sell more. If Activision advertises Black Ops like they did Modern Warfare 2, they'll sell more. It's all about the advertising. That's all it is.
I think Black Ops going to blow Reach out the water.
As far as being a better game and a game that's going to appeal to the masses more, I think Black Ops is that game because Call of Duty in general is a big difference between a game where you can, let's face it, in any Call of Duty game, even Call of Duty 2, which is considered the more skill-based game of all of them. I mean, you can pick up an MP44 and just spray from the hip, and if you get lucky, you're going to kill the guy in a couple bullets. Halo, I mean, stand there with your assault rifle and spray a guy all day, you're not going to get a kill. Unless you know what you're doing, you know how to strafe, and you know how to put that grenade on him beforehand or that melee afterwards. It's just not going to happen. You don't get kills in Halo unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think now especially like Call of Duty just seems to be the more like average Joe's game. Like I know a lot of guys who don't even take games seriously at all, but all of my friends have Modern Warfare 2, you know. Not a lot of them really play Halo too much. It's just like Kyle said, it takes a lot more know-how to play that. Call of Duty is more of a, you can pick it up and you can play it right away.
It's for weekend warrior gamers.
Yeah, but see, yeah,
exactly.
Like Bash, you were all about Reach when it came out, but now you hate the game too.
Yeah, I was. I'm not gonna lie. The hype just engulfed me, and when I played it, I was like, I suck at this game. Like, I'm just gonna be real with myself and tell myself the truth. I suck, and I have more fun playing Call of Duty. So, even though I have nothing against the game itself, it might be a good game, but for me, it's not for me. Like, I'm a Call of Duty player.
I have trouble dealing with the grenades.
Yeah. I don't like the reticle bloom, and I don't know if somebody else had if that was something Bungie named that, or if, I heard Blame Truth say it last night. I don't know. I guess maybe that's the.
I've read it online too. It's widely known.
Okay, that's what he called it, and I was like, oh, that's a perfect name for that. I guess that's what it's called, but I don't like that. All right, I just don't. In case you guys don't know, basically you've got the reticle. You've got like a circle that you put that's where your bullet's going to go, and every time you shoot, that circle expands to about 5 times its normal size, and then it shrinks back down pretty much instantly. And that's to prevent you from firing rapidly with like the DMR. It makes it so that the shots are like 1/5 as accurate if you rapid fire.
It adds one more piece to the skill, right? You can't just get on target and get like 3 hits. Every single hit needs to be re-aimed.
Yeah, see, you're saying it's skill. I'm looking at it this way. It makes it easier to stay alive for the other player.
That's true. And, it wasn't until these guys made the argument that the entire Halo community is more skilled than Call of Duty that anything made sense, because they say, oh, in Halo it's so hard to kill people. Yeah, well, it's so hard to die, right? It's all even. To me, the big difference, I was going to say the big difference is that how much time you've invested in the game. There are people Halo's been like top 3 game for the last couple of years now. So there are guys who never left it. When Halo 3 came out, they just kept playing and playing and playing and playing. And I think that these are guys who, some of them are just going to like Halo better, and some of them probably came into Call of Duty, excuse me, and didn't want to invest the time that it takes to be above average Call of Duty player. They're like, I like kicking butt in Halo, and that's that. And we're kind of in the opposite spot. We're doing pretty well in Call of Duty, and then we come to Halo and we say, do I want to go through the 3 to 6 months of butt kicking that it takes to be a better than average player, to be a force in this game.
Here's my thing. And all right, we're in the gaming video making business, I guess you could say. So it's in our best nature to make videos of games that are interesting to watch and that lend themselves to entertaining videos. And I don't think Halo is that kind of game. I watched $2 the other day, and he had a great video on Machinima. I want to say he went 26-0. I may be completely wrong, but it was something like that on the Reach beta. And I enjoyed his commentary, and he did don't get me wrong, he did a great job with the gameplay. Like, he's a great player at that game as well as Halo 3. But it's the game that wasn't entertaining, not his gameplay, if you know what I mean. I just prefer watching Call of Duty. I don't think that game's a very exciting game unless montages in Halo are really cool.
Why do you think Halo's not exciting to watch? Like, what is it about?
Because it's slow paced, and it's like you really can't just own face like you can in Call of Duty. In Call of Duty, you can run into a room, and you can. I saw a video the other night. It was like a little highlight video from COD 4. The guy got a 10-man spray with an RPD. Now, obviously, it's just luck and a fluke, and he'll never do that again. But
at
that's
least
badass.
it's not a good strategy.
Yeah.
And, I'm all cool about playing a slow-paced game. I just can't stand putting 4 shots into a guy with the DMR. His shields drop, and he runs away. I try to get him running away, but the reticle's going everywhere.
It's a 4-shot headshot, right? I realized that the other night.
Yeah, 3 shots take the shields down. The 4th one you got to get the head. But usually after they take 2 good hits, they're running. If they're not like right on top of you.
I want to say
You're off by 1. It's 4 to the body, 1 to the head.
Yeah, that's the deal. It's 4 to the body and then 1 to the head, or 4 to the head.
Yeah, but have you ever tried connecting 5 shots with that weapon, which has 12 rounds? You can connect 5 shots across map and hope they don't get away from you.
Or better yet, if you're not in pro mode, which I have a strong preference for pro. I like it a lot more. But if I'm not in it, I play with the pistol most of the time. And you have to hit 5 times and you have 7 bullets. And that's a challenge too.
And
I don't really care for that game too much. I don't know.
I mean, y'all played with me. I get 17 assists a freaking game. It's because I'm a support player when I'm playing first-person shooters. I like to pick a weapon that has high marksmanship value and just pick people off.
By the way, I learned what an assist is in Halo. So, as you know, an assist in Modern Warfare means, you got a bullet on him. You don't get an assist in Halo unless you did 40% of the damage. So if you're getting 17 assists, you're doing more than, getting 1 bullet on guys as they're running by.
I'm tearing them up. I'm putting them in the fucking, in the crypt. But they get away from me, and their shields are gen.
The night I play with you, I wasn't getting the same thing. But that's typical of me, too. If I get 8 kills, I often get between 12 and 16 assists. And then I look at my teammates, and they're not getting that. They're finishing players. And I'm like, wow, what are they doing that's so different than me? How are they getting that finish? And they might just be hitting their headshots a little better. They might be, just playing in a different style that leads them to get cleanups while I get initial engagements, catching them in the center or something. I don't know.
See me, I'm thinking right now, I want to play some Reach because I want to see if I slow my shots down, will I be more successful? The thing about Reach that keeps me going back to it is I'm not good at it. And when I'm not good at something and I know I can be good at it, I want to figure it out. If you kind of catch my drift.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I forgot what I was about to say.
Nice.
But don't think about it and they'll come to you.
Yep.
Is that how that works? Hey, you know what? I've asked most of the guys. Kyle, what kind of grades did you get in high school?
I told you last time. It was really bad.
I didn't pay attention.
Really bad grades, but really great test scores.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Didn't you bust out with a 14-something on the SATs?
Yeah, 14.25.
Yeah. See, I got old school SAT scores. I wonder where they rank.
Yeah, mine was too. Mine was before the essay.
So y'all talking about this. I'm sure thinking the grenades need to only take shields.
Did you use a calculator?
We weren't allowed calculators in school.
No, on the SATs.
They gave us a piece of scrap paper. That's all we got.
Oh, that reminds me of something I wanted to say earlier. You're talking about summer school. I had summer school one time, and I was in there because I didn't pay attention in algebra. And I got stuck in there with these retards. The other kids in the I felt so ashamed to be in there because of the people that I was grouped with. There was this group of guys. I was like a freshman at the time, and these guys were all 18 years old, and they weren't. The math level that they were in was so low they weren't allowed calculators.
So they were in the
because it was
tax
basic
class.
It was basic mathematics. So they
How
weren't
to
allowed
calculate your
calculators.
tax at the supermarket.
And I'm over there doing algebra, so I've got a scientific calculator, and they're like, "Yo, man, let me get that calculator." Like, no, dude, no, you're not allowed a calculator. And occasionally one of them would like sneak one. And he would like be so sneaky over there with his calculator, like, yeah,
Dude,
10 times,
you're only hurting
10
yourself,
times
dog.
4. 10 times 4. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me right now?
That's the problem. I could never. People like, you be a good teacher, good history. I couldn't deal with this kid like that. Be like, dude, you're only hurting yourself. Why the hell are you grabbing that calculator? You know, when somebody cheats you out your check at work and you can't figure out that you earned this amount of money, what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna go hungry? You know.
I mean, if there's anybody out there listening to this and you don't know what 10 times 4 is, fucking kill yourself because you're going to have a hard life. You might as well.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people.
See, you should be telling her that, Kyle. Everybody should get in the beta.
No. Oh, my God. I'm not even kidding. If you're out there and you don't know what 10 times 4 is,
Please
instantly, I'm not
unsubscribe
talking
from Wings
about,
of Redemption. Because
yeah, and
I
I'm
know
not
you are.
I'm not talking about you got to be like, let's see, 1 times 4 plus 2 zeros. Okay, yeah. No, if you didn't know immediately that it was 40, kill yourself.
Kyle, you're a
Hang
bad
yourself
person.
to the skylight.
Kyle, you're a bad person.
I'm just saying, if you don't know what 10 times 4 is, your life is worthless. You're not going to contribute anything to society. I'm just going to end up paying for your welfare with my taxes. That's where this is going.
I'm
Well, you
going to
need
say,
some of those
if you
people.
don't know what 10 times 4 is, kill the bad man who doesn't like you.
Wow. I don't
Careful, he's armed.
You know, Kyle, you should go ahead and give them advice on how Woody could have successfully hung himself. Because if they don't know what 10 times 4 is, they're not going to be able to problem solve it.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, guys, the best way to kill yourself, I'll never understand, like, all right, there's suicide attempts that are like cries for help and attention seeking, but there are legitimately people who can't kill themselves. And I'm like, you are the epitome of failure. Like, no, just kill yourself. Just do it. Jump in front of a car, dead. Tie a cinder block to your foot and jump in the pool, dead.
Okay, so wait a minute. Jump in front of a
That's a
car,
bad way to go.
that's not a guaranteed death.
I'm talking about a big car. I'm talking about a semi-truck.
Jump from a high story. That's really easy. If you can't do that,
That's not
if you can't do that,
Yeah, if
I
you
don't
have access
know.
to a tall enough building, you'd think that would lock it in, although not necessarily. The surefire way, I think, is firearms, but not everyone has access.
Yeah, I've seen people fail at that too, and they're like,
Yeah, there's a guy in my town who you see him walking around sometimes and like half of his face is gone because he failed at shooting himself in the head.
Really?
and he's allowed to walk around in the city.
Well, what are you going to do?
I think the surefire
Walk his
way,
ass up.
the surefire way is get you a bottle of bleach and you drink that shit.
You could throw up. See, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's gonna come catch you and just induce, some throw up.
If you want a quick,
if you
painless
take a
death,
big
I'm
enough
liking the
swig-
building idea.
Yeah, but see, most people who die from buildings actually die from the heart attack on the way down.
I don't
And if
believe
How?
that.
That
That's
I mean,
not true. Heart attacks take a while.
And if you're a light guy, if you're like, a 90-pound guy, you might
You might just float. You
No,
might just
seriously.
float.
when you fall at that level, you fall at 139 miles an hour or something like that,
150.
150. But the fact is, you hit twice when you fall like that, and if you don't have the body mass to crush the bones, you will survive.
I don't know
believe
about that.
that.
I know the terminal velocity.
That's not
that is
true.
Terminal.
In World War II, people like World War II and during the Battle of Omaha, these guys they would go and their gliders would be too low for their parachutes to deploy, and they survived. I think it was like a 900-foot fall because they were so damn light. They dropped their packs and they hit. What happens is your bones hit first, and then the frame of your body hits second, like almost immediately after it, and the body's weight and mass crushes the bone. That's what the crushing impact comes from, because it's two separate entities.
I'm saying that based on all the medical knowledge I picked up by watching ER and Chicago Hope, that's not what kills people. I'm going to say that it's the bang on the brain damage they get when the head hits the ground. That's probably the principal thing that kills people.
You could fall from long distance and not hit your head if you fall right.
Well, we're going for suicide here, right?
I'm doing a nosedive.
Yeah, but we're talking about people who can't do 10 times 4. They're not going to think about the nosedive. They're going to walk over the edge. They're going to probably go feet first and break their legs and shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but if you fall hard enough, your body might just go into shock and you might just die from that. So,
what would be the surefire way of dying? Get somebody else to do it for you. Right there.
Ooh,
yeah, just get someone to chop your head off, right? That'd be really the only way.
Yeah, no one
Sure,
survives
probably.
that.
Here's my insurance money. You're my beneficiary. Kill my ass.
All right, we're at 1 hour. Does anyone have any closing thoughts better than that one?
Yeah, if you don't know what 10 times 4 is, please go ahead and unsubscribe from my channel because I know some of you don't.
You can subscribe to mine if you don't want to subscribe to his. I don't mind.
Subscribe to Bash.
Bash doesn't mind having literally retarded people subscribe.
I might win when I hit your guys' level, but when I'm at 4,000,
they be over like, Bash, what does your girlfriend's favorite commentator mean?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Bash, you did a good job. Appreciate you speaking
well, thank
up.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
And next week I'll try and pick a happy story.
I actually got... Let me go ahead and say this before we close this out.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did have Brad Jones for this week, which is the CinemaSnob, and he messaged me halfway through the podcast saying he had just got home, and he forgot completely about it, and he has a lock-in for next week. So if you guys are looking for the CinemaSnob, he will be on here next week. I know I'm psyched up for it. But it's been Painkiller already, episode 4. Please leave your thoughts, your comments, your rates, and all your blessings. Send them over to Woody because I don't want to hear them.
All right.
Send me money.
Kyle wants money and Bash wants subscribers.
Have a good week, guys.
Have a good week.
Later.
Take care, y'all.